More than likely, foreclosures are going to start spiking at the beginning of the new year.
So do you know what to do if you're facing the end of the mortgage forbearance and you're not able to pay? Well, we're going to find out, because that's what we're going to ask the lawyer on today's episode. Hi again, everybody. I'm Rob Rosenthal with AskTheLawyers.com. Welcome into my guest, David Shuster, Dallas area attorney. David, good to see you again. Thank you for helping us out.
Great to see you, Rob. Thanks.
So just sum up for us. What happened with mortgages during COVID, coronavirus time? What happened?
Well, you've heard of that thing called the CARES Act, okay? Different forms of relief for people, which is great. One of the functions of the CARES Act was a mortgage forbearance program. What that means is there's no foreclosures. They put a stop to evictions as well, and they stop creditors from doing certain things. And so, they're not just doing this out of the kindness of their heart. It's because the CARES Act was enacted, which prevented foreclosures from going forward during this time, and it's currently in place.
So that helped a lot of people who may have lost their jobs or had work reduced because of the virus and couldn't pay their mortgage. But what are you going to tell us at the end of the forbearance? Are they going to say you're good, you don't owe us any back money? How's that going to work?
Well, that's exactly the tricky part, and that's exactly the purpose of this conversation, I think, that we're having today, Rob, is that, what is going to happen at the end of that period? I mean, it currently ends at the end of this year, and so it is a bit of a question mark as to if they are going to foreclose on you or not, if they are going to, there is a possibility that they will continue to work with you, but more than likely, foreclosures are going to start spiking at the beginning of the new year.
So what are the options? What can people do if their money situation hasn't changed? What happens?
Well, the best thing to do is to contact a bankruptcy attorney now. Definitely don't wait until the end of the year. Definitely don't wait until you get a foreclosure notice. That being said, Rob, we do help clients the day prior to a foreclosure, weeks prior to a foreclosure. However, your options are just greater if you contact an attorney sooner. Bankruptcy stops foreclosures from happening in their tracks. And as always with bankruptcy consultations, they're free of charge. And so you can get some really good information by contacting a bankruptcy attorney regarding what your options might be when this foreclosure forbearance ends.
Okay, so there are some options then, but you're saying don't put it off, pre-plan, in other words.
Pre-plan, specific to a jurisdiction here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area is a program that actually exists in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy to reduce the monthly payment that you'll have after you get a confirmed bankruptcy plan. And so the special thing about this is that, with a car, we're talking about mortgages, but also with cars, if you have payments that are going away, they can repossess your car right now, but that's different. But you can sometimes reduce the monthly payment on your car in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy based on the value, how long you've had the car, things like that. So if you have a high car payment and you file a Chapter 13, it's always been the case that you can reduce that car payment. The mortgage, however, has been something that has been more difficult to actually adjust the payment of a mortgage in a bankruptcy. It's the one area that's been frustrating where we can't help the borrower, the client of ours, to reduce that monthly mortgage payment in a bankruptcy. However, there is a program that rolled out that now allows us to get a loan modification in a bankruptcy under certain circumstances. So that's very exciting news. We've been doing it here for a year or so. Wow. And it, like I said, specific to this jurisdiction. And in some cases, you can lower your mortgage payment in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy.
So is it difficult to qualify for that loan modification?
The loan modification is actually not difficult to qualify for. It's obviously not based on credit. If you're in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, it's rather based on specific budget information that you can provide to us, and then when we help to provide it through the program to get it approved. And so, no, it is not. It's not difficult at all. Not everyone qualifies, but if you have a large amount of mortgage arrears, which that's the reason why you're here, it's the reason why you're in foreclosure, might have to pay a lot of money to get to preventing foreclosure, it can actually reduce the total amount that you'll owe, putting them on the end of the note, potentially reducing an interest rate. So yeah, it's a straightforward process, not hard to qualify for, not dealing with the lender directly, wow, but rather with an experienced bankruptcy attorney like myself or someone else who's familiar with these programs.
That could really help a lot of people. So what if someone has lost their income? They don't see any chance of it coming back in the near future. Is there options for them? Is it a foregone conclusion they're going to lose their home?
Absolutely not. Don't give up. I've seen plenty of situations where there's just, it seems destitute, and there's not any promise of future income. But talk to an attorney early on, because you may have some options. You may have the ability to file to stop the foreclosure, and then, like I said, if you have the promise of some income in the future, or you have the ability to at least stop the sale in a bankruptcy, and then potentially be able to turn around and sell your home if you indeed have some equity in the home. So yeah, don't ever just give up. I mean, talk to a bankruptcy attorney. Even if you're not employed, you don't think you're ever going to be able to pay your mortgage again, and you don't think you're going to have time to sell your home, it can help you through all those things.
Any last bits of advice for people that have just been caught up in all this pandemic issues, homeowners specifically, David?
Yeah, I mean, just obviously don't lose hope. I mean, this thing is not going to bring us down, and certainly not going to take you down for good. It's a bump in the road for sure, but there are options out there, and it's important that you find out what they are.
I love that that initial consultation doesn't cost you anything, and I love the advice of do it before you get the foreclosure letter. To do it sooner rather than later is great advice, I think.
Exactly right, Rob.
David, thank you. As always, super helpful information. I do appreciate you answering our questions.
Thanks.
That's going to do it for this episode of Ask the Lawyer. My guest has been Dallas attorney David Shuster. If you want the best information, or you'd like to make sure you can choose a lawyer that lawyers choose, as always, go to askthelawyer.com. Also, please take a sec to subscribe by clicking on the button down in the corner, and that way you'll know about future episodes. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Rob Rosenthal with AskTheLawyers.com.